What is up, everybody? I hope I am coming through loud and clear. Uh, just getting the final touches on the setup done so I can see everything I need to see. Yeah, it should be good enough. Alright, we're just going to do a nice, relaxing stream here of me playing some Witcher 3. I'm still pretty early in the game. Like, I'm still in White Orchard. This is New Game Plus, and I did set myself up with a bit of a challenge. But without further ado, I think we can hop right into it.
This bard's tale begins near White Orchard, with my dear friend Geralt of Rivia seeking his lover.
Hopefully the game is loud enough. It should
Yennefer.
be.
She'd eluded him for years, but now seemed
Just having a nice, easy Monday. Worked a full day, got a bit of sweat on, had to deal with some straight-up dumbasses, but, you know, that's... Even though my job is technically in the,
Discipline. That is what you folk lack.
technically more
Make way.
in the, industrial field, nonetheless, I have a slight bit of,
Military
retail
camp.
aspects to
No
it, so
locals
I have
allowed
to...
without the
I have to
express
deal with
consent of the
dipshits
garrison
that
commander.
typical retail people would
I
have
look
to
like a
deal with.
local to you?
You look like trouble.
Dead wrong. I make trouble go away. I'm a witcher.
A witcher?
Alright, I'm gonna have to
Captain
fix
Peter
something here
Sugwin
after
Levy is in
this,
the tower. Turn right, past the gate.
Guessing your captain's got work for me.
This is the army, Nordling. There is no guessing.
To the tower. Go.
Alright, I got it. Alright, give me a second here. I gotta do some fixing of the stream stuff, because, it just wasn't working the way I want it to. Alright, I get that the bitrate's not right. I don't care. Leave that up there, damn it. Alright. Alright, there we go.
Goltais Griffin is Anvil.
Oh, look, it's a big kitty.
Requisition a share of your harvest.
Should I even care about any of this stuff they're trying to sell me? I don't think I need any of it.
Password.
Dunno any.
So, out for a little walkie, eh? Counting the
Okay,
Emperor's
big
swords
kitty.
to lull you to sleep?
Oh.
Well, in the army, we've a place for
Everybody
nosy
say hi to the
ramblers.
big
The
floofy kitty,
scaffold.
Miss Ash.
And
She's gonna
thick-skulled
help me play
quartermasters.
games.
They got a place.
You're clearly skilled at
Yes,
banter.
say hello
and haggling?
to everybody
You got
out
a knack
there,
for
big
that as
floofy
well.
kitty. Oh, what was he saying? Oh yeah, let me see what you got.
Show me what you're bet.
Probably just gonna wind up selling crap I don't care about. Oh, as much as he'll take of it, at least. Anything here? Yeah, fine. You can have that.
So long.
Yeah, I don't really care what you have to say.
How much grain will your village give?
Whatever you say, Your Excellency.
Look at my hands. Look. See the calluses? These are not the hands of an excellency, but of a farmer. So we speak peasant to peasant. How much can you give?
40 bushels. There'd be more, sir, but our lads, the Temerians, that is, took from us earlier and...
You will give 30, and that will do. Let us settle on it, and I wish to see the transport soon.
Alright, kitty.
Oh, thank you,
Okay,
sir.
there you go.
Thank you
Wow.
kindly.
Sorry if the big
I
fat
summoned
kitty's
only
tail
the
gets in the way.
elderman and the smith, Willis. But it is said he is a dwarf. You are too tall to be him.
Very perceptive of you. Geralt of Rivia. Witcher.
Alright, kitty, please don't
That
block the
girl.
screen. I
This
know you're just
explains
trying
why
to...
I did not hear your
You
footsteps.
just helping. I got a big old helper cat.
What do you seek here?
Big
Yennefer
old
of
fat
Vengerberg.
head covering the screen.
Where was she headed?
Come on over here.
That is a military secret.
Haven't thrown me out yet. Haven't called the guards. So go ahead. What's your price?
He wants butt
There
sex
is
with a
a
witcher.
griffin in the area.
Oh, a griffin? Yeah, I
Slayed.
can slay a griffin. I mean, I'd have been
Then
down for
I
the
shall
butt
see
sex
what I can
too,
do.
but you know, I'll take a griffin.
It's a deal. Some questions before I start. Know where the griffin has its lair?
It kept to the Vulpine Woods at first. I sent a patrol there, 5 young men. A hunter found them 2 days on. I only recognized them because they wore our plate.
Because the griffin did the butt
Since then,
sex with them.
the griffin has grown bold. Attacks in villages, fields, on the main road.
Meaning it's abandoned its lair. Gonna have to set a trap.
I judge from your tone.
Oh,
this
the
will
griffin
not be
is
easy.
definitely a trap.
What do you
Think
require?
it's a female, but then bam! You's getting the butt sex.
I'll need bait. A specific herb. Buckthorn. Scent should lure the griffin from 10 miles off.
More like
Buck-
cuckthorn, am I right?
Buckthorn? I do not know this. But I am not yet fluent in the common tongue.
Probably mastered the basics, though. Hands up. Kill them.
No. First came idioms. Don't play with fire, for example. Go to Tomira, an herbalist. She lives near the crossroads. She will aid you.
Need more information about this griffin. Its sex. Why it's abandoned its lair.
Oh, it
Shall I
likes
bring
some
you
sex.
witnesses?
They won't say anything I don't already know.
We know
I
this
need to go where your
griffin likes
men
the
died.
butt.
Look around. What's the name of the hunter who found them?
Mislov. He has a hut south of the village, very near the wood. Helpful fellow. A little strange, though.
Tamira and Mislov. Thanks.
Es sunt jakten.
So, I'm just curious,
It's
what are everybody's thoughts on the whole,
Looking for trouble.
Elon Musk buying Twitter situation? It's one of those things of, like, getting it out of the current guy's hands. I mean, that'll be cool. But honestly, I really don't give two shits about Twitter. I really couldn't give two shits about Twitter. If it closed down, like, oh no, I occasionally post there and I don't really care about it. But then again, I also don't really care about any of the social media networks. I don't care about Facebook could shut down. I wouldn't care. None of them matter to me. Well, let's go here. Why not? Pretty sure I'm still not ready to take on that thing by the sawmill. But yeah, it's one of those things of yeah, Elon taking it over, that's cool and all, but I think that Razor Fist did actually make a pretty good point when he was saying, you know, Elon's not exactly as based as everyone likes to make him out to be. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Like, he's certainly for... He's definitely big on the progressive taxes. He's big on, he's big on carbon taxes.
It's Durban now.
He does, you know, he has decent business practices. He doesn't treat his employees like complete shit. I'll give him that. But at the same time, like, the guy's fairly progressive. Let's not treat him like he's automatically super based. It's kind of like with that with Russell Brand. Yeah, he's not. Oh, that's the lady with the frying pan. I don't give a shit about no lady with no frying pan. Where was that? Was at the sawmill. I thought the sawmill... No, that's right. That thing's down there. Yeah, this is where I need to go. Oops. So, what are my, potions looking like? Ash. Dude, please do not start a conflict with me between you two. That is not cool. Why is it just the Ekimara that's missing? That's weird. Let's do that. I got room for another one. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's better. But yeah, it's kind of like that with Russell Brand. He's I generally tend to like Russell Brand. I listen to his views on things. I'd say for the most part, when it comes down to you know, concerns about authoritarianism and concerns about government overreach and all of that stuff, I'm pretty much on board with him for most of those things. Oh.
Time to end this.
Okay, apparently ghouls are not much of a problem. You can just strong attack them and they go down. But you know, I generally like Russell Brand, but at the same time, like, he is people paint him out to be a socialist, but he's not a full-on socialist. I think socialist is kind of the
Not speed your work. Murder!
it's kind of the right-wing equivalent of everyone on the left referring to people they don't like as Nazis. It's not a good comparison. It's not a good equivalency.
Thanks for everything.
You know, we try to make the claim quite often that, you know, socialism isn't when the government does things, but at the same time, when we have a disagreement with people about how much they want the government to have a certain amount of control over certain aspects of the economy or certain regulations, we tend to automatically, you know, prescribe the motive that they're, in fact, socialists. And I find that to be generally not true. Well, I guess I'm going to talk to the hunter first, because it's not giving me the other half of the mission yet. Oh, because I already found the buckthorn. Yeah, I don't remember where the herbalist hut is, and I don't think it really matters. I'm not going to be buying any herbs this time around anyway.
Where'd you come from?
I could have sworn she was right there, though, but I guess not. I should, however, also go around and pick up the, what's-its and who's-its, the, places of power, because I could definitely use those ability points right now. But it's whatever.
Hey, yeah.
So, yeah, I would like to see Twitter return to being a free speech platform. I'm just going to hold out and wait to see what actually comes of Elon Musk's ownership of said platform. I'm not going to just boldly assume that he's,
Anyone home?
gonna...
Must be out hunting.
I'm not going to assume he's just going to automatically bring back Donald Trump or Alex
Trail's
Jones
fresh.
and those people, because they
His
should
love
definitely
just
be
left
on it.
home.
I would like to think that he will stand by his principles of free speech. I mean, the guy's definitely a troll. And, I would like to see a lot of the, community guidelines issues taken down, you know,
You,
taken
Ms.
out of
Love.
the,
Hear that?
user agreement over at Twitter, because they obviously
Wolves.
wield that in a
No,
one-sided
wild
direction to be politically
Yes.
advantageous to
More
one side but
dangerous
not
than
the other.
wolves.
I'm hunting bigger game. The Nilfgaardians the Griffin killed. Where'd you find them?
Ah,
This
I
is
see.
really choppy on the
You
stream,
a
isn't
witcher.
it?
That monster slayer they's talking about in the village.
I'll have to see what I can do about fixing that later. I'm kind of in it to win it right now.
I'll show you, sure.
This isn't a
but,
particularly long
I
stream.
gotta kill
that I
those
do.
mutts before they hurt someone. Will you help?
Yeah, I
That
only
is,
got roughly 40
If you don't
minutes
mind
left
blunting
here.
your silver blades on them?
Sure. Griffin's not going anywhere.
No. Dogs might, though. So step careful now. Come on.
These dogs been a problem for a while now.
Since the war started, soldier on the march, he'll stop to rape a woman, strangle her, kill her man for a chuckle, even butcher a cow. But a dog, a kick in passing, no more. So these stray mutts, too late, attacked another one.
Die. Damn it.
That hurt. I didn't almost die or nothing. I was fine. Dogs are actually a bit of a problem in this game compared to even like some of the boss monsters, or you know the actual monsters you're fighting. Dogs and wolves
Dieter.
are a pain in the ass.
You know him?
We
'Cause they
served
just
at the
swarm
Lord's
the
Manor
crap
together,
out of you.
where the Black Army's encamped now. He was a stable hand, I was the Lord's hunter. But that was before... well, a long time ago.
Yeah, I don't care about your story.
Sorry. Hope you weren't close.
No, not at all.
So, can you show me where you found the Nilfgaardians? Griffin, know anything about it?
Oh, not much. It's not my kind of game.
You're his kind, though. Survival instincts alone ought to make you care.
I walk silent through the woods. No griffin can hear me nor spy me.
Well, they can butt sex you.
"'Twas here. One lay there, by the stump, headless. The other hung from a branch, guts splayed, stretching down to... Watch out for yourself now.
Nothing to mourn. They were Nilfgaardians.
They were lads, like ours, just clad in black plate. Good hunting now.
Nilfgaardians were celebrating. Griffin interrupted them.
Ooh, that is really coming through choppy on the stream, isn't it?
Grounds black, saturated with blood. A camp. These prints are older and deeper, heavily armored. Nilfgaardians, probably.
So what else is going on in current events? We've certainly had some current events lately. CNN Plus getting bought out, or not getting bought out, but completely dropping now. CNN was recently bought out by Warner Brothers / Discover, but I don't
Griffin's
think that
nest.
was the.
What remains of it, at least.
So that did actually contribute to CNN Plus going down, which, I mean, it's still just funnier
Corpse is
because
a
all they
couple
did
of
was
weeks
look at the
old.
books and go,
Still
oh,
alive when the
they're
Griffin brought
not
him
getting
here.
enough money
Took a
to
long time
justify the
dying.
$300 million investment that was made.
Female. Larvae in her wounds have already hatched. Been dead at least a week. Other Griffin must be a male.
Yeah.
Deep cuts over the
Yeah, a
whole
lot
body.
of stuff going on.
Not a drop of blood on the beak
oh,
or
and
claws.
everybody is just,
Didn't defend herself.
they're just
Crept up
wrecking
on her while
Brian
she
Stelter
slept.
right now. And Chris Wallace. Chris Wallace deserves it, by the way. I heard
Beak tips
Razor Fist
worn.
in his video was
Gray
saying
hairs
that,
in
you
the
know, there
coat.
were Trump faithful who were
12
saying
years
that
old.
Chris Wallace had given a fair and
Griffins pair
impartial
off for life when young.
debate,
Male
you know,
must be about the
moderation
same
during the
age.
debate. And I don't know if they were watching the same damn debate I was, because Chris Wallace was certainly not doing that.
Thick shaft.
He was
dense barbs.
obviously shilling for
Royal
one
Griffin.
side. He was obviously trying to protect old Joe Biden.
Explains why the
and
male
his
I ran
puddin'
into was so
brain.
aggressive. Hunted the Nilfgaardians down here in the forest first, then started prowling the area. Done all I could. Should talk to Vesemir.
What is? Hey,
magic.
that's what I'm looking for.
A place of power.
Yeah, I should go around finding the other places of power as well. What's this? Razor focus. I think I can leave my razor focus at 1 for now. Yeah, I think I need to go deeper into the alchemy tree. Oh, yeah, I could finish up poison blades, or do I dive a bit deeper? Let's see, what else could I get? Tissue transformation, not bad. I'm not going for refreshment. Protective coating, also not bad, but eh. Let's see, and how many more do I need? 9 more, so yeah, I'm gonna have to fill out a few more things, anywho, on this level. Probably gonna go for Endure Pain. Actually, probably Tissue Transformation. Yeah, let's go for Tissue Transformation. I can always change it up later. I am doing the Euphoria build, by the way, so, yeah, you can see each point of toxicity increases damage dealt by swords and sign intensity by 0.75% to a maximum of 231%. What I'm hoping to eventually do is, yeah, effective duration of all mutagen decoctions. Yeah, extends the effect. Yeah, not that one, but it's the, There's one that, yeah, that delayed recovery. That's the one I really need to get into. Where potion effects don't wear off until potion toxicity falls below 90% of the maximum. And basically you eventually set it up that your toxicity will not be going below 90%. Let's see what else I can check out on this world map. Yeah, what's over here? Yeah, I just gotta do some clearing out.
Perish as one. What the fuck?
Yeah, that was easy. See, I've been playing God of War. I just didn't want to play it here on the stream, because it's the kind of game I have to pay a bit more attention to, whereas something like this, I'm not too worried about being distracted, checking chat, or just sort of doing the stream of consciousness talking while I'm playing this game. But yeah, so I decided not to go with God of War for streaming. Also, I mean, if this game's this freaking glitchy, I don't even want to know what God of War would look like on here. But I will say, I am enjoying the game a bit more than I honestly expected. I thought it was going to be kind of a meh sort of game for me, but I've actually quite been enjoying it. But I'm confusing myself with the controls, because You know, it's an over-the-shoulder, well, a third-person action melee adventure type game, and so I keep confusing the controls that I've been getting used to with God of War, 'cause I'm not used to the triggers being the button prompts, or, you know, the attack and strong attack, weak attack. So I'm having to get used to, again, X and Y. And I'm honestly only going to probably be playing this game on stream on occasion, so hopefully I don't mess myself up too much. But I don't think that'll be a problem, because I kind of do that anyway. Whenever I'm on God of War, I automatically start using X as the quick attack and Y as the strong attack, and I usually just get killed pretty quickly.
Medallion's humming. Place of power. It's gotta be.
Hey, Mr. Bear. And there goes the bear. That is part of the problem with this this style of play, is you kind of just kill everything. Who knows? I might change it up later. I've gone through and, like, I already masterworked, or I have mastercrafted all of the different Witcher armor sets, so I can basically do whatever type of build I would want for this. This place always messes with me, because there's always one that, there's always one ghoul that kind of runs off. There we go. Alright, that was all of them. But yeah, God of War. Been enjoying that game a bit more than I expected. I liked the original God of War games. I actually didn't have them, despite the fact that I was a PlayStation fanboy back in the day. I don't know, I never owned any of the original God of War games until PS3 came out. Or was, you know, they came out with the classic Trilogy Edition on PS3. Don't rightly know why. But I did always like those games. Ah, there we go. Chest. First stuff I'm not going to be using, but you know what? Blowing up barrels is fun. Gonna go kill some stuff and kill some things, and we'll have some fun with The Witcher.
For Temeria! Great men to work! Son of a goat!
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else has been going on in the world that poses concern. Oh, you know, our government sending absolute ridiculous amounts of money to Ukraine, and I mean, just to be clear, so I can I'll restate my position on the whole Ukraine-Russia situation. I feel bad for the Ukrainians. My heart goes out to them. My heart goes out to the normal Russian citizens who have absolutely nothing to do with, who are living under a freely elected dictator. I feel bad for all of them, but at the same time, I don't think it's America's problem. I don't think it's any of our business to be going over there, and certainly we don't need to be involved in any real way, like with actual boots on the ground, which people have been trying to do. They've absolutely been. They're putting us in a situation that we're going to wind up. They're trying to pull us in. Let's be honest. It's the same shit that Julian Assange exposed that they did with the Iraq War. They wanted to intentionally create a generations-long conflict that would last 20 years and make a handful of people a whole lot of money. That's what they wanted, and you know what? That's what they're gonna get with this Ukraine situation. Their public sentiment was so strong on pulling out of Iraq and Afghanistan, that they knew the poll numbers were so hard against them, they had to pull out. They had no other option. Unfortunately, they have just replaced that now with Ukraine, Russia, and they've been pushing this, anti-Russian message for so long. It's, we all heard all the time about how, Trump's a Russian stooge. And crap, am I trapped over here? I'll find a way out. And they've painted Russia as being a problem for so long. And don't get me wrong, it's Europe's most authoritarian country, like by a long shot, by a lot. And that's even including Germany, where, Angela Merkel has been absolutely throwing some crazy laws and curtailing free speech and freedom of expression and all sorts of issues for the German people. She has been creating. Oh yeah, I gotta come around, like, on the far side for this place. Remember, there's a couple of guys down here we can go kill. So...
Well, how long you gonna make me wait?
So there's a lot of problems. Europe has just been going nuts with a lot of their authoritarian tendencies. I don't know what's going on over there. Britain is nuts. The EU is trying to pass their whole, their new online censorship. Crap, how far back is that going to send me? I haven't saved in a minute. That's sending me all the way back to the beginning of where I started this stream, isn't it? Okay, could be worse. Not an inventory map. Yeah, there's so many things going nuts right now with a lot of rampant authoritarianism and curtailing of what should be inalienable, self-evident rights going on over in Europe. But still, by far, Russia is the worst. Dude, pull out your sword.
Not good.
Catch his breath!
Why are you not pulling out your sword?
Fucking bastard!
Okay. I don't know what's going on with that. So, it's not like I'm a big fan of Russia or anything. But at the same time, we don't need to be getting into that shit. And what our government is trying to pull is essentially... they're trying to pull us into a conflict with Russia without being the ones who declare war. And they're doing that by giving Ukraine assloads of money. We are sending a redonkulous amount of money over to Ukraine by the hour. I can't remember the exact stat. I don't know if it's true, but I heard it was something in the realm of like $5 million per hour are getting sent over to Ukraine.
Well, how long you gonna make me wait?
Which is, I mean, that's just redonkulous. Why would we ever send that much money? But eventually, Putin is not going to be happy about us sending $5 million an hour over to fucking Ukraine. And it's going to piss him off, and it's going to escalate this whole conflict to a level that we don't need to fucking be in.
Show me what you got.
So, I am certainly not looking forward to, and let's be honest, conflict with Russia, yes, you know, we all know that the Middle East, particularly Afghanistan, is known as the graveyard of empires. It's not a place we needed to be at war with in the first place, but let's also be honest, anyone who was alive during that time realizes that there was vast social pressure coming from all sides for us to get involved in that conflict. Everybody wanted us there. Like, George W. Bush had a 90% approval rating. That fucking tardo, old W, had a 90% approval rating after 9/11. So there was big national push from all sides of the political aisle for us to get involved in the Middle East. Now, as Julian Assange exposed, and unfortunately he is paying a severe price for exposing this, but as he clearly showed us,
Ghoul nest. Ought to just destroy it.
they were intentionally starting these wars so that a handful of people could make assloads of money. That was the entire point. And they're gonna do the same shit again with Russia-Ukraine. I mean, let's be honest, why would anybody think Biden would do any frickin' different? It's what he already did in Iraq and Iran. He played ball with all of the neocons and all of the demagogues and everybody who just wanted us to be in constant warfare, to have a forever war going on so that they could make assloads of money through the military-industrial complex, through all of the stocks that they own, because for some reason we just think it's totally cool. Like, I understand it's not like we should curtail the rights of... It seems bad, particularly from a libertarian or a more open free market side of people, to want to curtail the business dealings that are allowable for... Why it is closed? Open up. I don't think I've ever been to this part of the map here before. You know, it doesn't seem like it's a good thing for us to just completely curtail the ability for our government officials to be able to trade freely in the stock market, or free, you know, which is just a part of free trade. So why shouldn't we let them? But at the same time, I feel like this is dangerous. I feel like I'm gonna die going wherever I'm going right now. I thought I was just gonna fall right off a cliff. But at the same time, I feel like if you're going to be a government official, maybe there are certain rights you have to give up. Maybe you're not going to be able to fully participate in the free market as you would wish.
Show me what you got.
Oh, this I like.
So, you know, and the problem is that we have a system set up where we basically allow our politicians to intentionally create laws and legislation that they can use to their benefit, collect assloads of money by creating regulation that they know is going to support a particular business over another business. So it's one of those things, like, it sucks
never learn.
that politicians might not be allowed, or, potentially for moral and ethical reasons, may not be allowed to, or shouldn't be allowed to, exchange stocks or what have you, because it creates a system where they're going to cheat other, normal American citizens from being able to produce through entrepreneurial means. I mean, how are you supposed to compete with big name brand companies that are giving assloads of money to government politicians that are going to create policies that intentionally make it more difficult for you to just do business? Miss Ash, come over here, kitty. Come over here. Oh, yes, that's better. Time to keep clearing out the map. And, because of this, we've basically gotten to a point where, our politicians are getting us into wars. It's like they've been doing for a long time. They're cashing checks that we, the electorate, are going to have to, pay for in 20, 30 years. Or when it comes to the wars, they're cashing checks that our young men and women are going to have to pay for with their lives overseas so that they can have some fucking war going on that they're going to line their pockets with. And that is what is going on with Russia, Ukraine right now, and people can't see it because of the political messaging that has gone on for years now about Russia bad, Russia bad, Russia bad, and I understand that. Heck, even from the right-wing side of things, we always talk about China bad, China bad, China bad, and it probably has the same effect. But I don't think we should be starting a fucking land war in China. I mean, hell, I feel bad for all of the people over in Taiwan, and I think that the Taiwanese people actually do a lot to help us out. There's a lot of businesses over there that they do to help us out. We're not talking about Europe's most corrupt country, or, Asia's most corrupt country. That's not Taiwan. However, Ukraine is Europe's most corrupt country, and there's no way around that. And all of these politicians that are trying to push us into their forever war, into the new version of the forever war, which is going to be World War Infinite. We're going to call it World War III because that's the current, that's the current zeitgeist around it, I guess. I don't even know if that's the right word to use. But nonetheless, all of them, they're kids. It's not just Hunter Biden who's over there collecting assloads of money from Ukrainian oil companies. All of our politicians have kids over there doing that. Everybody doing it.
Strange.
Okay, yeah, that really, cleared things up for me. Huh, strange. I guess I probably should have read the note or tracked the quest. That probably would have been the right thing to do. Remember it not being far from here. But yeah, so this whole trying to pull us into conflict with Russia, they're trying to do it. It's all of the money we're sending over to Ukraine is tell me you're trying to start a war with Russia without telling me you're trying to start a war with Russia. That's what all of this boils down to. I don't know if there's any point in me getting any of these diagrams. I already have all of the masterwork shit. But whatever, I'll go check it out. No reason not to at this point. So, I will say I am worried about what the potential outcome of the, if we do put boots in the ground in Ukraine and we start doing in Ukraine and Russia what we did in the past with Vietnam, You know, they were even trying to get us to start a no-fly zone in Ukraine, which means we would have to enforce it by shooting down Russian planes, by the way. Like, that's how that works. You have to enforce a no-fly zone. You can't just say, Putin, no flying, and he stays on his side and we stay on our side. That's not how it works. We would have to shoot down their planes. That would get us pulled into open conflict with old Vlad. And just, it's all bad. I don't like it. I'm worried about the, you know, what our soldiers are going to look like going into open conflict, you know, with the way that they act these days, the types of training that they're doing, you know, no more yelling at the soldiers. You know, we're really not preparing them for being able to handle proper combat. So what happens when our soldiers get sent overseas to, say, oh, I don't know, Ukraine, and Russia comes in and their soldiers, who are trained to be, you know, a bunch of fucking hard asses, make our military look completely weak. And now China's looking over at us and saying, perhaps America is ripe for the taking. Oh, did I really just miss that? I don't even know if I care about those things. Ooh, let's see if I can't take on this, Witch by the Well, whatever this is. I don't even know if I have the... Do I even have the quest for that? Devil by the Well, I do. Oh, I should be able to take that on. Was there something else on the map I should be going to check out? Oh, that's what I was going to check out. Yeah, and there's another place of power over here, and I think there's another one up over here. We're just clearing the map out, because I need the ability points. Where's this Odolan I'm supposed to be talking to? How far away you is? Am I going all the way back? I ain't going all the way back there. I'm taking on the devil by the well. I might save first. New slot. I don't think this is the
Magic.
devil by the well.
A place of power.
Yeah, I didn't actually kill it. It goes underground. Yeah, so that's all I have to say about that. Or not, I don't know. But yeah, it is one of those things. I will say to counterbalance, even if, say, the worst case scenario happens and we send troops over to Ukraine and they get completely fucking crushed and it makes our military look bad, it makes our military look weak, there is a big difference between dealing with our soldiers off in some faraway place, some far off land that we're not, you know, we're just sending them over there to do some defensive work and actually starting a land war in America. Now, the problem is, I don't know if China actually cares about starting a land war with America, if they actually want to have our land, which I don't see why they wouldn't with the amount of deforestation and absolute havoc they are wreaking upon the environment over in China. I don't see why they wouldn't want our resources. We're one of the most bountiful countries in the frickin' world. Man, everything's choppy here. Even I'm choppy on camera. So, I mean, I do think they would want to do a land war rather than just straight up fucking destroy us. But at the same time, if they did, that's a different story. It would be much like the threat that we gave back to the King of England during the Revolution of there will be a rifle behind every blade of grass. Because even in the cities, even in places where you're not allowed to own guns, people own fucking guns. There's a whole lots of gun ownership in the cities. Just, it's all illegal, so we're going to have gangs. Could you imagine the Chinese government coming in and trying to take on some frickin' gangs? Or do you really think that gangs are just going to sit back and take it from Chinese communists coming in? I certainly don't. I have a fairly strong feeling that,
Ghoul nest. Ought to just destroy it.
it would be full-on open warfare in our cities. And then, you know, out in the country, most places people out in the country have guns. They kind of need it most of the time, even if it's just dealing with varmint and the like. But here in the South where I live, I mean, we've got rednecks. We've got people who've been waiting for this kind of stuff. Hey, and I leveled up the sword. Isn't that nice? Isn't that special? Ooh, tree skill points available. I still need, what, 4 more to level up that, get to the next level, where I can get delayed recovery and start really cheating the system here. But yeah, so that's what I see happening here in the current day politics. Let's go over to this. Just checking out a few things. Well, it's getting close to that time for me to sign off here. Might do a little bit more exploration and chatting, but I think for the most part I've said what I've wanted to say on this wonderful evening, wonderful Monday, and I guess we'll just do a nice uplifting sort of outro here. Let's see. You know what, I'll link it with the last thing I said, you know. Those of us living here in America, really, we've got it the frickin' best. We always talk about the 1% and the 99%. If you live in America on a global scale, you are most likely in the 1%. Now, there are still people in America living in what we could consider poverty, and there are people who are living in very difficult and very troubling situations, but most of them are caused for more cultural issues. And I'm not saying like any particular culture is better than another. I'm just saying there's you know, we have child rearing problems in this country. We have issues with people who are abused children. Those are bad things. So people grow up in difficult situations. So I'm not trying to make light of those situations that people are dealing with. But essentially, if you live in America, you've got it better than 99% of the other people living in most other places in the world. Even other countries that we consider to be, you know, free democratic societies, places like England and Germany and what have you, all over in Europe, or even Canada, to the north of us. We consider them to be a nice, or for a long time at least, they were considered to be a free and prosperous democratic society. But now we're seeing that their rights that we consider to be inalienable, self-evident rights. And I know everybody automatically goes to the God-given, and I don't like using that terminology because it automatically takes out anyone who it's a line of attack that you leave open for the neck-bearded atheist out there. So I just go with self-evident because it's one of those things. Your right to speak freely is self-evident. Your right to defend yourself is self-evident. Your right to not have to basically tell on yourself if you've committed a crime. We can't allow the government to force a confession out of someone because it is self-evident that forced confessions tend to be false, particularly a forced confession at the tip of a sword or a hot brand. Those tend to be false. So those are things we don't have to deal with here in America that they still have to deal with in other countries. Europe is putting together this whole online safety bill that they're doing that's completely redonkulous. I mean, they're going to be curtailing speech like crazy over there, and a lot of these online companies are going to have like one of two options. It's either going to be they're going to have to completely change how their websites work and what people are allowed to say on things like YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Parler, what have you, any of the above. Or they get shut off in those countries. So basically any of the countries in the EU that are going to accept the new legislation there, actually I can't remember if it's the EU or specifically the UK. It might specifically be the UK. But anyone who's going to have to deal with that, they're just going to cut the UK off. Like Google did with Spain. Spain created some ridiculous law that Google was going to have to be responsible for like news sources that were posted in their trending tab when you first click on Google and it gives you a bunch of articles. They wanted to hold Google liable for some of those articles if they were at all considered to be illegal speech in Spain, and Google said fuck you no, and they just pulled out. That's what's going to happen over there. So these people aren't going to be able to, and we always like to consider places like the social media websites to be the modern public square. They really aren't. They're more of open mic night in a bar or in a theater or something like that. Because they are privately owned, we do need to keep that in mind when we talk about them. They are not the public square. They're privately owned. But nonetheless, these people are going to be completely cut off from that. And even though I don't personally like a lot of the restrictions that go onto speech on these privately owned companies, I think it is their right to do so. But now these people aren't even going to have the ability to use the curtailed speech that the rest of us are allowed to use on these privately owned social media platforms. So that's what they're having to deal with. You say the wrong thing over in England and they could arrest you. You know, and that's for most other countries out there. And for a long time they didn't do it, but they're doing it now. So keep in mind that no matter how bad things are over here right now, that we think of, that they're going, you know, I mean, inflation sucks. I feel it. I get it. I'm not rich. Inflation hurts me. All the prices go up, my wages don't. Thanks, Joe Biden. But nonetheless, you know, all of the issues we have with election fortification, and a lot of people are starting to become doubtful of the elections, and I don't blame them, but, you know, for the time being, we have to give it at least another chance. A lot of states have been putting out laws to try and protect election fortification. So, you know, it's we got to see how that goes. We need to find a way to reinstitute trust in all of these issues. We have all of these problems, but it's still better here in America than 99% of the other places you could be. So keep that in mind, and keep in mind that this country we are in is worth fighting for. And it's not worth it for us to put our own people at risk and to put our own livelihoods at risk and to allow this massive amount of inflation to start up and to have a lot of our resources going down because a handful of politicians want to, you know, go protect a country where they basically do all of their money laundering. So don't capitulate to the I stand with Ukraine messaging going out there. It sucks for them. It ain't none of our fucking business. And with that, remember that America's great. This is a great fucking place to be. I love this country. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. Would not. And you shouldn't either. If you live here, you should want to stay here. And you should want to keep it. I mean, things could always be better. Of course, grass is always greener on the other side. But nonetheless, enjoy what you have. Love the people that are around you. Love yourself. Love this country. And don't capitulate to some messaging that's out there that's intended to rile you up and get you and make you want to put the rest of our country into a situation that is really designed to keep large amounts of money that are being laundered by our politicians where they want it. Don't let them protect all of their shitty shit that they've been doing off in Ukraine. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm going to call it a day here. I'll be over on Shellback TJC's stream in about 30 minutes. I'll be hopping on over there for the Yelling at Parked Cars warm-up. And ladies and gentlemen, be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes. Have a wonderful day. And never be afraid